Hello, thanks for being in a new video. This time I have a full review of the HUAWEI FreeBuds 6i. Let's get started. Remember that these headphones are the cheapest in the entire Huawei catalog. So in theory, they should be much simpler than one might expect. But the truth is that they have left me a very good impression, both in sound and controls and overall experience. But I will tell you little by little every detail about them. First, let me tell you about their price, which in Mexico at its launch has been 1,999 pesos. It is a considerably attractive price for headphones with these characteristics, but it becomes even more attractive if you consider that you are getting a Huawei band. So, getting a new headset and wristband I think becomes even more attractive at this price. Although obviously that promotion may be for a limited time, but this applies at the Huawei store. So if you manage to get it on promotion, or if you find them even cheaper in some discount, it will be an irresistible price. At its launch price it seems to me a very good proposal, but join me to know them point by point. Let's start by talking about the available colors. Their official names are Marble White, Amethyst Purple, and Obsidian Black. In this case, obviously, the most attractive will be the purple color, which also has a nice satin design. The black color edition looks more like it has a matte finish, and the white color edition has this simpler plastic reflective design. So honestly, I like the white color the least, and the other two editions look a bit more attractive and stylish. But you can choose the one you like the most. In fact, on the inside, you'll notice that the ear cups are actually shiny in either edition. In fact, the purple edition is the one with a design that looks even more attractive on the inside because of the reflections it can generate. The case is quite compact and very light. Excluding the earphones, it weighs only a few grams. On the front, it comes with the logo of the brand. It also comes with an external LED that will help us to indicate the charging status of these headphones. At the bottom we will find its USB-C port, which will be the way to charge them since they do not have wireless charging, but at this price point we couldn't get too picky to ask for that feature. One thing I love that they do have is the button on the side that serves to relink the headphones. It's actually very disguised, but if you press and hold this button you can make the headphones available for repairing, and that helps tremendously for connecting to a new device. So I found the design of the case to be very good. You can open it easily with one hand, and obviously they have very good magnetic absorption to prevent the earbuds from ever falling out. Now let's move on to talk about the earbuds, and you're seeing also that it's considerably easy to take them out of the case. It won't be an overly complicated task as in some other Huawei models happened at some point. In fact, the design of the headset is extremely reminiscent of that high-end series from Huawei. So it is impressive to see this kind of design in this price range. Evidently, these will be earbuds with a closed format via earpads. Included in the box are small and large ear cushions as well for you to choose the one that fits best. And through the application they also offer you an assistant for you to choose the cushion that has the perfect fit for you. Huawei claims that the design of these headphones has been after thousands of tests with many types of ears and many people to ensure that it is the most comfortable experience possible for most people. Although obviously that is going to depend entirely on your own ear. In this case we do find a sensor so that the hearing aid, in this case it does incorporate a sensor so that the music or your content is paused when you remove one of these headphones from your ear and resumes playback when you put it back in. On the top it comes with the advanced microphone system for noise cancellation, and on the back we're going to see again the brand logo. And this whole touch panel area plus a microphone. I'll tell you about the controls in a moment, but it really looks like a very nice design to me. In this case it has a weight of 5.4 grams each earphone, and they are IP rated for water and dust resistance, so you can use them without any problems in the rain or while you're exercising. And through the mobile application that you can install on both Android and iOS, you can choose an option to make it ring when you can't find one of them. In case you have dropped them, they will emit a loud beep to try to identify them more easily. And while I was already anticipating in the design that they do not look like cheap headphones, with the exception that they do not have wireless charging, with respect to the controls, the experience is totally premium. On the outside is the touch surface, and with 2 touches you can start playback or pause the content, or that gesture will also serve to answer a call or end it. In fact, in the application you can choose a different behavior between the left earphone and the right earphone in case you want. So with this 2-tap gesture you could choose other options such as going to the next song, going to the previous song, calling the voice assistant of your cell phone, or simply that the earphone does not do any action. By default, 3 taps on any of the hearing aids will take you to the next song. However, through the application, with 3 taps you could set the left earphone to send to the previous song and the right earphone to the next song. So we have all this variety of gestures for full control. And with respect to volume, I love it because these headphones have the support for swipe gestures. So if you swipe up, you're going to turn the volume up, and if you swipe down, you're going to turn the volume down, being very intuitive gestures. And for this price, I think it's excellent that they allow you this level of control that you generally only see in much more expensive headphones. And in fact, if you don't want this swipe gesture enabled because maybe for some strange reason you end up accidentally activating it, you can perfectly well disable it. But obviously I think most of us will like to have all these controls available, and you can set that up perfectly in the app. And finally, if you press and hold on these headphones, you can manage the noise control, which I'll talk about later. Now let's talk about the style of sound that these headphones emit. And honestly, here too they have left me with an excellent sensation. It is a sound with very good clarity. In fact, they are headphones that not only support the SBC and AAC codecs, which generally support most headphones of this price, but they go up a level and also support the LDKey code. So if you have a cell phone compatible with this codec, you can enjoy this very high level of audio resolution. Virtually lossless, you could say. And even if you have a Huawei, it's also going to use the native Huawei LHC codec, which is also extremely high resolution. So definitely that these are headphones that give us a much higher level sound experience for what they cost. In addition, not only do they support the codec, but actually through the hardware with their 11mm driver, they are able to deliver sound with very good clarity. No distortions can be perceived. The bass frequencies seem to me to be very well present, but without overshadowing the rest of the frequencies. Overall, it is a sound that I liked a lot from the traditional equalization, but also through the application has some presets that you can use to modify the type of sound. And even if you want, you can create your own preset with a 10-band equalizer where you can customize very specifically how you want them to sound. So the sound experience also sounds too good to me. They have a sound range from 14 Hz to 40 kHz, which obviously our ears, at least in theory, do not get to perceive these frequencies of the limits. But most hearing aids have as limits 20 Hz and 20 kHz, and obviously the closer you get to the limit, the lower the sound is going to be. So these headphones, by pushing the limits further, are going to cause the lower frequencies that we still get to hear to be much louder. And it definitely shows. I love the sound experience. It's very good. And this complemented with a very good noise cancellation is also going to give you a positive experience. In this case, it handles several levels of noise cancellation. So you can determine whether you want a little bit simple cancellation or you want the highest possible cancellation, which you could use, for example, when you're on a plane or you're in a place that's too noisy. In fact, there are 4 settings that it supports, because the first one, called dynamic, is going to, as the name says, choose the mode automatically for you so you don't have to worry about it. So if you're in an environment where there's very light noise, the noise cancellation is not going to be working at full blast. But if you're in a very noisy environment, it's automatically going to switch to the loudest, so you can have a very good sound experience and also a good battery balance, so you're not working at full blast all the time. But if you want to manually, you can also set whether you want the noise cancellation at a comfortable level, which would be a low level, a general level, which would be a medium level, or an ultra level, which we could say is a high level. So, we are going to find a very good noise cancellation, but if you want to pay attention to what is going on around you, it also includes this mode called attention, which also has a special selector in the application where you can activate it to give an enhancement to the voices so you can distinguish more clearly what they are saying to you. Again, all of these features seem to me to be worthy of much more expensive headphones, but seeing them from Huawei's entry-level headphones seems pretty cool to me. These headphones feature multiple microphones, some focused on picking up your voice, others focused on noise cancellation. Below you'll hear a test of how they come to pick up my voice. This is a recording made using the built-in microphones of these HUAWEI FreeBuds 6E. Obviously, as you may have noticed, the headphones also have noise cancellation for your voice in order to avoid any distractions on calls so that everything can be focused on your voice. This means that it is not perceived as a very high audio quality, and I honestly think that this is where it is most noticeable that these are not high-end headphones yet. Let's talk about the battery, although obviously this can vary greatly depending on your use, but at least in average figures shared by Huawei, without noise cancellation can reach 8 hours of playback. This is on a standalone basis, not considering the charging case. And with noise cancellation, this figure drops to 5 hours, which I would think is plenty of time for a session while you're listening. I highly doubt anyone listens for more than 5 hours with headphones on, but after 5 hours you're going to have to put them back in the case if you were using noise cancellation. And once they're in the case, they take about 40 minutes to fully recharge, and the case, not considering the headphones, charges in about an hour. So I think the charging is fine as well. And by the way, if you consider the charging case and the recharges you can give these headphones, you would get up to 35 hours of playback without noise cancellation and 20 hours of playback with noise cancellation on. Finally, I tell you that these headphones have fast charging, although it is not an outrageously fast charge, but with 15 minutes that you put them to charge, they can get to give you 4 hours of playback, which I think is pretty good. Finally, let's finish by talking about the connection. Remember that these are Bluetooth headphones, so you can connect them to either an iPhone or an Android or a computer, whatever accepts Bluetooth headphones. So in that sense, we don't have any compatibility issues. In fact, you don't even need to use the app for you to be able to listen to music through those headphones, but if you want, you can download the app on the iPhone or other devices to customize everything. They don't integrate Google Fast Pair, so on Android and also on iPhone, you're going to have to go into the Bluetooth settings, the list of devices, to initiate pairing. If you have a Huawei cell phone, obviously the headphones will be detected automatically very easily so that the connection is without any complications. On an Android or iPhone, you will have to access the Bluetooth settings and the list of devices to initiate the pairing. The easy connection will only be with Huawei cell phones, but Microsoft Swift Pair is integrated, so if you have a Windows laptop or a desktop computer that has Bluetooth, just open the case and immediately Windows will launch a notification where it will indicate that if you want to connect to these headphones, then Windows does have a very fast and easy connectivity. These headphones have Bluetooth 5.3, giving us a very good stability and good range, and they also support being connected to multiple devices at the same time, which can be useful to be connected to your computer and your cell phone, or your tablet and your cell phone. So it's also practical, and if you have a Huawei cell phone, you could connect 2 pairs of FreeBuds to the same cell phone so that you can share music with your partner or a friend as well. Finally, let's talk about latency. If you have a Huawei cell phone, you are also going to have dynamic and improved latency. Let's listen to a small test with a high-end device, although it may vary depending on the model as well. And if you have an Android or an iPhone, the latency is not going to be ultra spectacular, but in the app settings you can enable a lower latency mode to have a better experience in those environments. So let's listen to the test. And for the moment, this has been all with respect to these headphones that have really seemed to me a very good proposal for anyone looking for headphones that give you a very good sound, good noise cancellation, and above all, a good number of controls. So they are highly recommended. I hope you liked this video. If you did, you know you can tell us about it, and we'll see you next time.